In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the front brakes on your Kia Optima. Located in front of the wheels, let's get started. Using a 21mm socket, go ahead and remove the lug nuts. Remove the wheel. Moving to the back of the piston, we're gonna go ahead and return it before we take it off. For that, we're gonna be using a 10mm wrench to open the bleeder. So go ahead and just put it on, do not open it yet. And using a brake bottle, we're gonna go ahead and attach it to the bleeder. We're gonna go ahead and open the bleeder. And now I'm gonna use a flathead screwdriver to return the piston. So I'm gonna go ahead and wedge it between the caliper and the pad and just apply some pressure to return the piston. Once you return the piston enough that you can move it back and forth, go ahead and close the bleeder. Remove the hose and take out your branch. Now we can go ahead and take the caliper off. Using a 14mm socket and a wrench, we're gonna go ahead and crack both of these bolts loose. So go ahead and do that. Do the same on the top. Now take the bolts out. Go ahead and slide the caliper off and put it on top of the knuckle. Make sure when you do this, you're not putting any pressure on the line to avoid any damages. Using a 17mm socket and a ratchet, we're gonna go ahead and remove both of these bolts. This one over here and this one right here. Go ahead and break them loose. Do the same at the bottom. And I'll remove the top bolt. Now we can go ahead and slide the bracket off the rotor. Next up, we're gonna be removing the rotor. And for that, I'm gonna be using a lock nut. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on, so that way when I hit on the rotor, it doesn't come out and fall on the floor. Grab a hammer, and we're gonna be tapping around this area to break it loose. Just being careful not to hit the studs, because it will damage it. Now that the rotor broke loose, go ahead and remove the lock nut and take your rotor off. Now we're gonna go ahead and clean the hub before we put the new rotor in place. Using a hub cleaner, go ahead and go around each stud. We wanna remove as much rust as possible and or debris. To make sure that the surface is clean, you can also use a wire brush so you can go around all the studs and the center of the wheel hub. Using some brake parts cleaner, we're gonna go ahead and spray the surface to make sure that it's free of debris. Go ahead and wipe off any excess. Before we install the rotor, we wanna go ahead and spray the hub with some Never Sees. One thing I like to do, I like to install the rotor backwards so I can clean the surface in the back. So go ahead and do that. Grab yourself some brake parts cleaner, spray on the rotor. It is important that you do this, if not, it will cause some premature wear. It is important that you do this, if not, it will cause some premature wear on the pads. Now we can flip it over and do the same on the other side. If you're having trouble with the rotor not staying in place, go ahead and grab a lug nut, push the rotor in and install the lug nut. This is gonna help us install the rest of the brake system. Moving over to the bench, we're gonna go ahead and prep our caliper bracket for the new pads. We're gonna remove the old pads, slide them out. And I'll take off the foil tims. Sometimes if they're stuck, you can use a flathead screwdriver to pop them off. Now we're gonna use a wire brush to clean both of the surfaces where the tin foils go. And now we're gonna be doing the same on the other side. Next, we're gonna clean the slide pins. The first thing we're gonna look at is the boot. Make sure that it's not ripped. If it is, go ahead and replace it. In this case, this looks good, so we're gonna be reusing it. Slide it out. Do the same on this one. Inspect the boot. No tears or rips. Another thing we're gonna look for, one of these pins is gonna have a grommet. Make sure that you put it back on the same hole that it comes out of. One thing I like to do is I'll do one at a time. So we're gonna go ahead and put that back, clean this one. Using some brake parts cleaner, go ahead and spray some on the pin. Wipe it off. And now we're gonna add some silicone paste. Do not put that much, this just needs a little bit. Go ahead and slide it in. Make sure that it moves freely and now wipe off any excess. Now we're gonna be doing the same on this one. If you notice that the pin doesn't wanna move freely, you may wanna clean the inside of the hole. And for that, you can just spray some brake parts cleaner in there and wipe it off. Now that we have the slide pins clean and we have the surfaces for the tin foils, we're gonna go ahead and apply some silicone on the inside of the bracket. For this, you do not wanna overdo it because it will get on the rotor and cause some damage. So you just wanna put a little bit. Do the same on the opposite side. Now we're gonna go ahead and install the tims. Slide it in and clip it in place. Make sure that you bottom it out and do the same on the opposite side. Now that we have the bracket ready, let's get back to the vehicle. Now we can go ahead and install the bracket. Slide it in and line it up with the holes in the back. Go ahead and start the bolts by hand. And now get them snug. Now we can torque those to 72 foot-pounds. Starting at the top. Now that we have the bracket torqued down in place, we're gonna be installing the pads. We're gonna start with the one in the back. It's gonna be the one with the squealer. So go ahead and slide it in place. Make sure that it's nice and flat. Make sure that the pad moves freely from the bracket. If you feel like you need to force it in place, there's something wrong with the setup and you need to take everything back out and re-clean the bracket. Go ahead and install the one in the front. This one does not have a squealer. Now we can go ahead and install the caliper onto the bracket. Slide it in. And line it up with the pins. Go ahead and start those bolts by hand. And now get them snug. Now we can go ahead and torque those bolts to 23 foot-pounds. Now we can go ahead and remove the lock nut that we previously installed to keep everything in place. If you lose any fluid while decompressing the piston, go ahead and top it off. Go ahead and get in the vehicle, pump up the brakes, make sure that it feels nice and firm. Reinstall the tire, torque it to spec, and that'll be job done. Install the wheel. Start the lug nuts by hand. And get them snug. With the vehicle on the ground, we're gonna go ahead and torque it to 80 foot-pounds in a star pattern.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.